You are about to see a fantastic air display of Sukhoi Su-30MKI, the two-seat long-range multi-role air superiority fighter of the Indian Air Force. My video is dedicated to the superb fighter pilots and these incredible birds they fly. You will see the various aerobatic moves in the air. Hope you enjoy. You are watching the 2005 Aero show at Yelahanka Airbase near Bengaluru, India. The two Yelahanka AL-31 afterburning turbofans slowly thrust vector the aircraft towards the main runway as the Sukhoi aligns itself to take off. The 27,600 pound-feet of thrust from the engines push the airplane from 0 to 200 kilometers an hour in about 5 seconds. The plane rolls and the aerobatic smoke oil trail comes into play. The Sukhoi pulls its nose and goes for a vertical climb and levels off. The Sukhoi comes for maneuver, turns to port, combat oil discharged, and goes for a sharp vertical climb due to its high thrust to weight ratio more than 1 and completes a perfect vertical loop. The Sukhoi yaws or turns sideways and seems like free falling from the sky, slowly spirals, dives and pulls up. The Sukhoi comes back, banks to port and pulls up with the white smoke oil burning. The plane vanishes through it. The Su-30 sharply banks to port. The underbelly of the Sukhoi is seen. The twin barrel-shaped bulges of the turbofan engines meet at an angle to the afterburners. The split elevators on either side of the twin tail make the fighter change directions very fast. It spins on its axis. To the delight of the crowd, the pilot comes in for a second round of excellent flying. comes the perfect cobra stance, where the Sukhoi, like a cobra snake, stands momentarily on its tail, or jet burners in the air. This way the pilot can let the pursuing enemy plane go below it, and Sukhoi drops on its tail and follows. The pursuer is pursued in a fabulous aerobatic move. Sukhoi defies the laws of physics. To our utter surprise, we see a second Sukhoi 30 prepares to take off for another round of aerobatic experience. The shape of a Sukhoi is absolutely beautiful. Dual canopy slant down for pilots' better visibility. Two stabilizer fins at the rear complete the exotic design. The Sukhoi stops momentarily for the ATC clearance for takeoff. Here comes the extraordinary acceleration before it is airborne. Soon after takeoff, the Sukhoi banks to port and leans into the air and pierces the sky. A perfect cobra stance, and then it rolls vertically on its tail to complete a beautiful vertical loop. The Sukhoi nosedives deep and levels off, turns to starboard, banks steeply and spins on its axis. Sukhoi has superb capacity and skills. It has 30mm cannon, can carry air-to-air and air-to-surface missiles, bombs, rockets and drop tanks. Top speed of 2,125 km an hour at 10,000 meters or Mach 2.3. Max load of 5,090 kgs and a rate of climb of 230 meters per second. A normal range of 3,000 kilometers and with refueling around 7,000 kilometers. This fighter also has the capacity to drop to 1/20th of its max speed of 2,125 km an hour to match low-speed aircrafts. You can distinctly see the LERX or leading edge root extensions near the cockpit that help for shorter takeoffs or lifts as part of its super maneuvering ability. The jet trail visible as the Sukhoi banks to port and climbs. We saw the glow of the afterburners. A perfect vertical climb using its thrust vectors and a full loop. The Sukhoi takes a wide curve as it prepares to land. The air brake causes the drag to the landing speed. behind the cockpit, and the two parachutes further adding to reduce the airplane landing speed. The beautiful, sharp fighter slowly goes away to the apron. I hope you enjoyed the extraordinary air performance of Sukhoi 30 Mark I. Thanks for being with us. Goodbye.